Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade. If you are joining me for the first time, this is Collectorspace. Now, this is, not an unboxing, unfortunately. This is take two, because I lost all of my footage on my previous attempt at reviewing these two, which is a little disheartening, but I'll live. What this does give me a chance to show you is how they look when all of the hair gel is washed out, because I did get a chance to do that. And as you can see, Veronica and Naomi both have really nice hair once it's washed out. Now, oh my god, Naomi, stay on your stand. This happened during like my last attempt at filming them too. Naomi kept popping off her stand. She has a lot of trouble staying on her stand. Anyway, the Storm Twins, as you can see, I finally got them. It only took them showing up on the Target app randomly yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh. So I bought them. I wasn't expecting them until Wednesday, but they showed up literally the next day, a day later, which is today. And I gotta say, after a couple hours of them being in my collection, um, I'm gonna be really frank with you guys. These dolls, though they are super detailed and I love them both, they are not worth the price tag of $74.92 post-tax, which is an MSRP of $69.99. Um, I'm just going to be frank with you. Wait for sales, use gift cards, use as many discount codes as you can to try and get them, because they, while incredibly detailed, really feel more like dolls that belong around the $52 price point rather than the $75 price point. And I'm not just saying that because of the price jump. I mean, there are genuinely things about these two dolls that I think does not make them worth the $74, nearly 75 post-tax. And I'll get into those in a second. But for now, we'll go over the positives. Starting with Naomi. Now, Naomi was my favorite to begin with. When she first, like, was revealed. Oh my gosh, camera focus. Okay, having the box in the background is really not, like, helping the camera focus on her. There we go, that's better. Okay, so Naomi, I am in love with. She is absolutely gorgeous. Her jacket is really soft. I love, love, love this jacket. Unfortunately, these little like bands with like hardware keep it from being able to clip to the stand. The stand has to go under her jacket if you want her to wear it while she's on the stand. So that is incredibly unfortunate. And then I also really love her bag. I'm really sad that, like, these are the first two Shadow High dolls, not counting Ainsley, that have come with a bag. And I just, it's such a cute bag. I want more Shadow High bags like this that are, like, sleek and, um, you know, unique. Because we have yet to get a Rainbow High doll that has a clutch. Naomi is the first from both Rainbow and Shadow High, and it goes on her hand. Um, I did not put it on all the way because I did not. That's I can't do it one-handed. It takes a lot of fidgeting. But that is one of the positives with Naomi, and the other positive is these fabric boots. They are super cute, super gorge. Love the fact that they are holographic. Um, they almost look like Color Shifter, but they are actually just iridescent. And it's really cool. She does have like oil slick Color Shifter, pleather, faux latex, whatever, on her jacket and like her main outfit pieces, and I really like that about her. Um, Now, negatives about Naomi is one, in the box, she comes with a crap ton of hair gel, which I had to wash out. It took two washes. Okay, she doesn't want to stay on her stand, so we're gonna just take her out. But it took two washes to get all the gel out of her hair, which eh, but her hair is really soft once it's washed, and I like that. And it does have like a slight curl to it, much like Stella Monroe from Rainbow High Series 2. Her earrings are super cute, but her hair gets caught on them quite often. Um, Although the same can be said for other Rainbow High and Shadow High dolls. That's not really a problem that's unique to Naomi, but it really happens a lot more if you don't wash the hair out, which I know some people don't. I know some people just like brush the gel out, which leaves the hair frizzier. I mean, you can definitely do that. Different strokes for different folks. But I would recommend washing the gel out so that it doesn't get stuck on her earrings quite so often. And like, this isn't really a problem for me, but thinking about how this would look for other doll collectors, Naomi's rooting is, um, it's not sparse. This is what is typical of like a regular 11-inch fashion doll like Barbie or Monster High. It's just that because Rainbow High dolls have such a great amount of surface area on their head, when they're rooted like your standard fashion doll, people call them bald. And like this is not at all bald, especially when compared to dolls like Leela and Lyric Lucas. Like this is pretty okay rooting. This is comparable to like some of the Pacific Coast dolls. Not as thick as Phaedra, but it's still like decently rooted. But I know that that's something that people are going to complain about, so I have to put that on here. Um, Naomi really didn't have a lot of downsides to her. The only main downside is that she does not stay on her stand in her jacket. And like the Shadow High stands on their own, as you can see, this one is falling apart as I'm fidgeting with it. The Shadow High stands and just the newer like Rainbow High stands in general. Um, how do I put this in like the most PG way possible? Absolute garbage. The newer Rainbow High stands, like I mean, don't get me wrong, the stands that we had at launch with the brand 2 years ago, not great, but like Pacific Coast, Shadow High, Series 4, and even I think like the special editions ones from last fall, like their stand pegs, just their stands fall apart so easily. I don't know what happened, but like the stands have so much trouble staying together. Um, that it's almost futile to have them. Now, Naomi and Veronica do have matching combs for their stands. They're similar-ish in color. I think I might have actually flipped Naomi and Veronica's stand colors, but it doesn't matter. Like they look good on either. Now Veronica. Veronica was the hot button one. For me, Veronica had a lot of issues that I didn't even get to see until I had finished recording my original video of them, which unfortunately, again, it freaking disintegrated. That video is no more. I lost all my footage. Now, Veronica, gorgeous. Articulation perfect and whatnot. Bubblegum, it can be removed. I found a way to get it out safely, and there was minimal glue on it. I just had to like gently twist it a couple times before pulling it out. Now, Veronica. Veronica is the main one where I'm like, okay, yeah, this is acceptable quality for maybe like $52, but for 74, there's some things about her that I just it's a little disappointing. Now, first things first that disappointed me about her was the fact that there really are not that many feathers on her top. Now, this could just be mine, but like this is really sparse and it's supposed to be like really fluffy looking, but there's like hardly any of the feather yarn on her sleeves. This sleeve has like slightly more. I think it might just be mine, and I can live with that if it is, but that just feels a little disappointing. But the main thing that disappoints me about her um, is her hair and like her hair decorations. Now, Veronica had like messy pigtails in box, and when I was washing her gel out, she had a good 6 or 7 knots per pigtail. So this one had like 7 different knots in it running down the length, and same with this side, which had like 5. And I think that's a little much to be in one Rainbow High doll. Now, of course, that's probably just an issue with mine, but I really think for 70, like freaking $74 post tax, they should make sure that your Rainbow High doll does not have knots in their hair. Like, that's just a. I don't know if that's like asking for too much because knots do happen with doll hair, but like Lyric didn't have any knots, Lily Chang didn't have any knots, Jet Dawson didn't have any knots, Marissa Golding didn't have any knots, Brianna Dulce did not have any knots, Carmen Major did not have any knots, Robin Sterling didn't have any knots. I think I already said Robin twice actually. But bottom line, every other special edition doll I've gotten so far has not had any knots. Veronica is the first, and that's a little disappointing. But the other thing that I think makes it disappointing is that these bows, which I love and are cute, if you take down her pigtails, you're never going to get them to be the same again because these bows, unlike Chanel Onyx's, are more like the cheerleader dolls. They are just attached to the clear elastic bands, which will degrade over time. And for longevity's sake, I really think that was a poor design choice. We know from Chanel Onyx that they can put an elastic band on the ribbons and it will sit just fine on the hair. And if anything, it makes it easier to put the hair bows back to the way they were in box after washing. So I don't know why they went with standard elastic bands, um, especially if they were going to up the price. Now, those are just like my main complaints. I don't want this review to be like overly negative because I do really love both of these dolls, and I'm really happy that I was finally able to add them to my collection. It's just like after all day of having them, those are just like the main things that stick out to me as like the negatives. The negatives being the price, the way that their hair was like disastrous in box, the skimping out on the quality for Veronica's hair bows, everything else about them, quality. The hair bows, longevity was not in the designer's mind or the manufacturer's mind. I can guarantee you that because much like the cheerleaders, the bows are attached to a plain rubber elastic, and that is going to fall apart within years. That'll disintegrate either in box or out of box. It doesn't matter. Rubber elastics are not a permanent solution to anything. There's a reason we have to constantly replace them whenever we have a doll with a specific hairstyle. As doll collectors, I think that's like a every 12 to 8 month process of owning a doll if that doll gets any amount of sunlight. Um, anyway, enough about the negative. The positives, once their hair was dealt with, again, it is super soft. Veronica gets these cute little, like, I don't want to say twist, but like a little bit of a curl pattern, a little bit of a wave. And their hair blend is really pretty, and I do really love their makeup. Neither of them had any problems with their face up or their paint on their nails, which their nails are super detailed for this size. Come on, focus. Um, like, the nails are amazing, and honestly, I love the fact that Veronica's bubblegum is removable. I was worried about that because, I have dexterity issues, but no, it's actually not bad. If you approach it carefully, like if you're removing a hand peg, which is basically how I got mine out. Um, or basically just like how it's removed in general. Like you pinch from the end and pull. Now, obviously, it gets easier to remove after the first time. That's just generally how it works. I will advise. So for Veronica, some Veronica dolls have more glue on the bubble gum than others. Mine, very minimal. But I've seen others from like friends on Twitter where Veronica's bubblegum was super glued down to the point where it either wasn't removable or the peg broke off, or if they did get it off, it left her lips looking very crusty. Now, mine thankfully does not have that issue. I would cry if she had that issue, but she does not, thankfully. Um, So yeah, those are like the main things I have to go over with them. Now, this isn't like a super detailed review like I had originally planned. Um, but I think also with like every video out by now, there isn't much for me to cover that hasn't already been covered. Like most of you guys know about the bags, which are super nice. I need to remove these little ties from Veronica's. I didn't know those were still in there, but that happens. The little bags that have paper inside of them when you first unbox the dolls. These are similar materials. They're not the exact same, but they're shiny. Um, but yeah, I don't really have much to go over with them. I really think that Veronica and Naomi, despite being super detailed, um, I can't justify the price. And I'm not going to sit here like other larger doll tubers and be like, you guys should totally rush out to get this. Because I was frantically looking to them for 3 weeks, and if I'm being honest, now that I have them, even though I'm super happy to have them, I was more excited about unboxing Ainsley. Um, and that's saying something because I was really looking forward to these two. I'm not disappointed. I'm not upset. But I'm also not super like I don't know how to convey my emotions of having these two now, especially with having to pay full price. I will perpetually be jealous of those of you who were able to find them in person before the price jumped to the $70 price point. Because they used to be 51.99, which is about $53 post tax. And I feel like that's a little bit more justifiable. So like this brings into the question, MGA, why did you hike it up? Like why did you make it more expensive? I mean, they did it to Ainsley too, but even Ainsley with her new price point is still worth that money. These two, they're gonna be shelf warmers with that price. And I think that sucks because they're both gorgeous, gorgeous dolls. Anyway, I don't want to end this video on like a super negative note. So, um, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this with let me know what your favorite things are about the Storm Twins from either the show or the dolls in the comments below. And, we can just like talk about these because they are really good dolls. It's just the price is the issue here. Anyway, I'm sorry for like the downer of an ending. I know this isn't like, oh my gosh, super exciting, super high energy. But I just gotta be honest. Um, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Jade. I will see you guys in the next video. I will be taking a 2-week vacation in a little bit here, so don't expect too many uploads after this. There will maybe like be 2 or 3 more videos I have planned before I go on vacation. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And I will see you all later. Naomi, play us out.